So here we have my 2009 Saab 95. It's had a noob stage 3 conversion, so it's now rated around about 300 horsepower. The car's been lowered as well on cheap springs from eBay. Take it down 30mm. I've taken it on track day and it still feels a bit soft. When I did the springs, I noticed that the offside rear shock has gone, so I need to do something, and I thought I'd go for max speedingrod coilovers. Jonas has shown a how to do video for converting the Mitsubishi Eclipse GT coilover setup to the Saab. It's a bit of work, but they don't actually make it for the Saab. The max speeding coilovers were £208 delivered. Crazy price. I know, not brilliant, but if I was to put new suspension on this, it would be over £250, and that's just struts and rear shocks. So I thought I'd do the conversion. Let's see how we get on. Right, so the next step is to get the new max speeding rods to fit the rear of the car. I've stripped down one of the struts, coilovers, and the original Saab one. Because this doesn't fit on the max speeding rods, which I'll show you, I've taken this out and remachined it, so now it fits. This is actually a fitted point in the rear hub, so there's a 5mm like fitting insert to make sure it's all square. This will actually fit in like that. I've just got to push fit it, and then I can align it to the car, because I'm looking at making a new mounting bracket rather than the one that's actually in the car, which I'll go to in a second. And that's the top mounting bolts for the original suspension, so I'll actually make a strong bracket that will fix into there, a top plate for the top of the coilover, and I can also, as you can see, get to the adjustment of the damper. So I'll make this top plate next. Right, after a lot of designing and to and fro between here and the car, the bottom bush is now sized up and correctly the correct width. I've stripped one of these down just to get the sizes for everything that I need. Jonas cut, this is the actual Saab original top mount for the rear shock and spring. What Jonas has done is he'd actually cut 40mm off this, taken it down, and also had a like a plate for the spring so that that would sit in like that. So I've approached it slightly differently, and what I've done is, instead of using this and then having to alter this by cutting it down and also bringing this right down as well, what I've done is I've actually made a brand new top mount that will actually sit in the Saab using the original mounting holes at the top, and then there's the inner arch which this actually sits up against. This is just on the actual Saab, it's a structural part because it's all part of the inner arch. I've utilised that and made a plate so this sits up against the inner arch like that, which I'll show next. So the bottom is now in and fixed, and it's square. There's plenty of room for the tyre and wheel. I'll go to the top. This is the shock in place, and that's the top mount all in as well. It means I can pick up on the adjuster. That's how it sits. Original, or the same as the original Saab one. Here we have the rear strut tops, the ones which I've fabricated. Originally they were just these two gussets, but I've actually added extra supports purely because I think there could be a bit of flex around this front of the plate, so I've done it on both of them. And that's just like because I've put it all together and I've looked, I thought I can actually improve this, so that's all I've done. I'm now on the front. This is the top cap of the Saab. The actual alignment, the hole faces are slightly different, so I've used this as a template and I've done the holes as they should be. So now it goes the right way for my rake. That's the shock, which is pretty close to the original one. I'm now going to have to machine this so it actually fits under here, and I'll show you that bit. After a bit of lathe work and repositioning the top strut bolts, because this is actually the wrong position, which you'll see, I'll now end up with this. And you can probably see where I've changed it all around. This, so it fits on the Saab. Just like that. Both front struts, coilovers, are now in position and bolted in. I've used my own nuts. These are M10 fine threads, and you can see I've got full camber adjustment. It gets down to here. This needs to be drilled out, as Jonas said, to an M12 or 12mm. These are fine. You just need to grind an opening of about, I think it's 1mm either side to get it so it slots in. I've put new drop wishbones in because just for the age. From eBay, they're £72 each, and if I was to go for new bushes, front and bottom, and new ball joint, it worked out dearer, more money. So I thought I'd go for one that's already pre-installed, and all I had to do is just fit it. That's the front done. Right, this is the suspension all put in. I've actually just run the car backwards and forwards on the drive. The trailing arm at the bottom needs to be probably about 10 or 15mm from straight, which is what it is. So when it's going around the bend, it sort of digs into the bend rather than actually pulling in. So that's the back as it sits. Remember, this has got to settle down a bit, so it's going to come down just a little bit more as well. This is the back, and I'll do the front. Right, so this is the front. Bottom wishbones are almost dead straight. Look at the other one. It's almost also dead straight. This is preferred setup for road tracks that we use. I'll wait till the suspension settles. I might have to raise the front just a little bit to have the bottom wishbones just at a slight angle, so when it goes around the bend it goes sort of straight, which pushes the wheel out and increases the camber just a little bit. But we'll see on track day. Cheers.